Hello, everybody. I'm going to talk about a little math, but first I want to demonstrate just how good I am at being able to throw my voice. Check this out. My mouth is closed and I'm singing a song. Look, I even blew a bubble, uh-huh. I even blew a bubble, uh-huh. How do you like it? Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool, pretty good. Yes, yes. All right, now even with my mouth closed and I'm throwing my voice, let's do some math. Welcome to the Flip class. Okay, today we're going to talk about multiplying decimals. It's like multiplying, but with decimals. No, actually, it isn't like multiplying with decimals. It is multiplying with decimals. Seriously, that's pretty much the deal. Okay, let's do some examples. All right, here I have two math problems. You'll notice that they look very similar, except that this math problem uses whole numbers, 17 times 3. This math problem uses the same digits, but it's 0.17 times 3. It has a whole number and a decimal. Let's do the one on the left first, the whole number, okay? Easy math, all right? 3 times 7 is 21. Drop the 1, carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 2 gives me 5. My answer is 51. Now, I'm going to show you how to do the decimal multiplication, okay? I'm going to do multiplication, the same kind of multiplication. Check it out. 3 times 7, 21. I'm going to drop the 1, carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 2 is 5. Now, the only difference is, you'll notice that if the decimal was over here, you'd have a whole number. So we're going to count how many decimal movements we have. So we have 1, 2. So I'm going to do the same thing down here. 1, 2. That's where my decimal goes. So my answer ends up being 51 hundredths, or 0.51. Same answer. I've just got to count the decimal movements and add my decimal. Let's keep going. Oh, here we go. We've got 2 tenths times 6 tenths. Okay, well, I could do a couple of things here. I can line that up. I mean, I don't have to line up the decimals, but I can line it up for a multiplication problem. 2 times 6 is 12. Drop the 2, carry the 1. 2 times 0 is 0, of course. Add the 1. I have 12. Move to my next line here. Drop my little smiley face 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Add it up, I get 12. But what do I do then, Mr. Quick? Where do I put the decimal? Well, we have one decimal movement from the right to the left, and then another. So we have two decimal movements, so we would move our decimal 2 spots, and we'd end up with 0.12, or 12 hundredths. The other thing we could do is pretty easy. If I look up at my math problem, and I'm going to switch to blue here, 2 times 6 is 12. I know I have one decimal movement here, 2 decimal movements here. I go 1, 2. Same answer. 12 hundredths, 0.12. Let's do another one. 4.8 times 3.25. Okay, the numbers are getting a little bit bigger, but no problem. No problem for us. 3.25 times 4.8. You notice I'm not lining up the decimal because I don't have to. And when I'm multiplying decimals, I don't have to line them up. 8 times 5 is 40. Drop the 0, carry the 4. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 4 is 20. Drop the 0, carry the 2. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 2, 26. Now I'm going to be multiplying by the 4. So I have to add my smiley face 0. Remember to bring that 0 down. 4 times 5 is 20. So I drop the 0, carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. Drop the 0, carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. I'm going to add all the way across. 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0. 6 plus 0, 2 plus 3. Bring down my 1. I end up with a big number, but I'm not done. See, I'm going to switch to orange here to demonstrate. Count my decimal movements. 1 movement, 2 movements, 3 movements. So I've got to move that decimal 3 times, starting at the end. 1, 2, 3. So my decimal goes between the 5 and the 6. So I end up with 15 0.6. And if you add the zeros there, it's just an equivalent decimal. It doesn't matter. That's okay. I do think it's important to point out as you're drawing your decimal movements, that makes it look kind of sloppy, and especially it's hard to write on this, but even on a paper it could look sloppy. So make sure that you write your answer off to the side and square it off so I know exactly what you were trying to write. Okay? Let's look at one more. Let's evaluate 3x when x equals 4.047. Okay, well I know 3x, that there's a variable there and it's multiplication. So I'm going to multiply 4.047 because that's what x is. I'm going to multiply that by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Drop the 1, carry the 2. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Drop the 4, carry the 1. 3 times 0 is 0. Add the 1, 1. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. My answer is not that big number, and I know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count my decimal movements. 1, 2, 3 decimal movements. So I'm going to start over here. 1, 2, 3. And I end up with 12.141 as my answer. All right. We will see you next time. We'll look at this more in class. See you then.